So this word problem says there's two runners running a race, right? And we have a nice equation that we always use in math, and people use it all the time in real life. The distance you travel, if you're traveling at a constant rate, like if you're not changing speeds a lot, is the rate times the time that you travel. So we have one person that's running at 6 miles an hour, so that's their rate for an unknown amount of time. But they finished the race, right? It's like a 5K or a 10K race. We don't know how long it is, but we know that there's a certain distance, and then we know there's some time. Once we get some more information, we'll be able to find both those things. We can compare that to the slower runner. The slower runner is the same distance, right? So the distance that the first person runs, we let be letter D. Well, we can let the same letter D be the distance for the second person when we make a second equation. They're traveling at 4 miles per hour, but their time isn't t. We can't do this because their time is different than the first person's time running the race because they're slower. Their value for t should be bigger. Right? Their distance is the same, so we can still use the letter D, but t is different, right? So instead what we have to do is make a parentheses, and then we're going to add, what does it say? A quarter of an hour. So I'm going to add 0.25, which is a quarter as a decimal. I'm going to add a quarter of an hour. However long it took this person to run, that's t. Well, this person ran 0.25 plus t. Okay, and now with these two equations, we got a system of equations that we can solve. You can distribute the 4. And then, so I took this equation, I distributed 4 and multiplied it to everything inside the parentheses. And so now that I know what D can be expressed as, I can plug this into this D up here. So that's going to be 4t plus 1 equals 6t. And then we can just solve that equation for t. That'll tell us how long it took this person to run the race. So subtract 4t from both sides. Divide 2 from both sides, we get t equals 0.5. So since hours is our units of time, because it's miles per hour, this is half an hour it takes them to run the race. But the question's asking for the distance. How far did they run? You can just take what we know time is and plug it into either equation. You should get the same answer. So I'm going to plug it into the first equation. And if you simplify, you get 3. So it's this person ran 3 miles. Both of them did.